quilting window. I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts, and I am so thankful you took the time to quilt with me today. Are you like me? Once you find that perfect pattern, you want to make this quilt over and over and over again? Oh, there are some patterns that I have to tell you. When I think of a baby quilt, yes. When I think about wedding quilt, yes. And this one behind me is one of those patterns. It calls Cranberry Chain. What a beautiful and simple quilt. Perfect for any level quilters, anybody that just want to sit down and stitch together. So let's talk about some of the colors in this quilt. This option is in red and white, as you can tell. And what I did is I used one fabric for the big red squares to tie things together. Now the light squares, the large light squares, are all scrappy. Then our 9 patches right here, this unit right here calls 9 patch, they are also scrappy. Let's see what I have in my quilting basket to help you make this beautiful block and a quilt. I got you a thread 23 turn from Orville, weight 50, perfect for piecing for today. Then let's put a fresh needle in our sewing machine so our stitches come out just wonderful. And I chose weight 70, and this is a Macrotex needle, nice and sharp. We're going to need a beautiful pattern called Cranberry Chain, and what is so fun about this pattern, it comes with 3 sizes quilts in it. A baby quilt, medium size 72 by 72, or a big quilt that you can cover any loved one in it. So that one is 96 by 96. I also in my basket have this adorable kit. We have those kits on our website, so please visit laundrybasketquilts.com and purchase one of them. It's gonna make your life super fun and easy. In the kit we have all the reds for our 9 patches. We have lights for our backgrounds and 9 patches, and we have a beautiful red. This red is the same one that I have it in my quilt, 8822-R. You guys love this red. It was from our Sweetheart collection. It is just beautiful. All the other reds that I put into the kit are from mix of different collections that I designed for Endover, and I want to take a moment to thank you so much for all the delightful comments and wonderful purchases from our website of my fabrics. Thank you. So now let's get into our work. If you want to, you can make this quilt with layer cakes, scraps, Fat 8 bundles. The kit gives you everything you need for the medium size 72 by 72. Okay, let's go and start on our quilt. Oh, did you guys notice my new pin cushion? How cute. Look at this. It's a little magnet and it holds all my pins in it. One of my new things that I just got it for myself. I hope you get one of those on our website as well. All right, enough talking about all those goodies. We're gonna start by cutting our red squares. Those gonna be first thing that we're gonna cut. Those squares are for here. We're gonna follow the pattern. It tells you exactly how many you need for the 3 sizes of quilts. Then from our light fabric, first we're gonna cut the big squares. So we're gonna cut those, and they're gonna be all different scraps of lights. All right, now next we are going to need light strips. They're 2.5 by the Fat 8 length, so it's around 20 inches. I made my little smaller because we have a limited room for filming. So don't even look at this. You're gonna cut that for long strip. This is just for the filming, so that way we can fit on the board. And I'm gonna cut a bunch of those following my pattern. So we need light strips, and we also going to need the dark strips, what it's our red. And I mix reds with pinks. It gives a fun flavor to my quilt. So the first thing that I'm going to do is now I'm going to lay out my strip sets. I'm going to need a light, dark, and a light. This is the first strip set that I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to need a second strip set, dark, dark, and a light in the middle. you will need twice as many of those than those. This is gonna be twice as many than this one. Just follow the directions in the pattern, and what I'm going to do is I take my strips, I place them right sides together, and did you notice something? I love keeping my salvage edges on one side, so I put it right sides together with my cute little pins. I'm gonna pin it, look at this, and I'm gonna start sewing, starting from here straight down. As I approach pin, I'm gonna pull it out. Don't sew over your pins. And I'm using the glass head pins that I always recommend to you. Those are my favorite too. So start sewing straight up. As soon as you finish, you're gonna open it up, sew the other strip, and do the same thing with red. This to this and this to this. Today, I already have some strips that I sewed it. Look at this. Those are our lights. And now our light outside with red in the middle, and this is the second strip set with the dark on the outside and light in the middle. And like I said, notice that I always put my salvage edges on one side. Why? Because I don't like to waste fabric. I like to make sure that every edge is nicely matched when it's cut, and this sometimes the fabric width varies, so that way we can cut that off and throw it away. And speaking of cutting off, before we do that, we need to go to our ironing board and press it. We are gonna press towards the darker fabric, towards the red. We're gonna press it towards the red. When I stitch my seams, I want to step back. I use on average 2.0, 1.8, depends on it. I don't go any bigger on my length on the stitches. Why? Because soon we're gonna be cutting those strip sets to units, and as we cutting, we don't want them to come apart. So make sure your stitches are nice, at least 1.8. 2 is perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm gonna start by trimming the edge. And what I like to do, I line my this strip unit with my board. I'm gonna take my rotary and my ruler. I'm gonna position my ruler right over, and notice I'm matching a line on my ruler right here with the seam of my strip set. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim it. Oh, beautiful, just trimmed it. I love this board because really quickly I can turn things around and I can go ahead and just shift my ruler down. If the strips are 2.5, I'm gonna be cutting the units at 2.5. And again, look for a line, match that line with the seam. Beautiful. That way you know you're cutting nice straight units right there. Beautiful. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. And then I'm gonna cut it. Oh, it didn't cut. I must need a new blade too. So those are very important too when you're doing a lot of cutting. So I'm gonna cut it again and again. Let me do it one more time. Perfect. You're gonna keep going like this so you get a strip units sets of the dark on the outside, light in the middle, and you're gonna repeat and cut all your fabric this way. Then you're gonna go ahead and do the same with this one. Cut, 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 and now you are ready for a next step. You're gonna take two, I call them dark ones, and I'm gonna take one that it's a light one. Oh, let me try this one. This one is a pretty color. Oh, I'm gonna flip it right here. This is beautiful. All right, so you're gonna lay them out, and this is gonna be getting you ready to make a 9 patch. Now I'm gonna take this, put it right over, lock my seams. I can feel it with my fingers where the seams are nesting together. I'm gonna put a pin right there, and I like to put my pin right after this stitch. Then I'm gonna go ahead, make sure that this side is locked too. Again, I'm gonna do a pin just before that lock right there. I don't know, it's just a habit of mine that I like to do it, because when I start sewing, I can come to this point, pull that pin out, finish sewing, stop, pull it away and keep going down and get a nice unit sewn together. Let me see how that worked out. Oh, looks wonderful. Look at it. I started here, sewed, flipped it open. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Let's do the other side. Again, remember your reds are, your dark units are on the outside. So again, I'm gonna match it up. Oh, this is so relaxing. And do it totally scrappy. Don't pay attention to the colors. Just have fun with it. All right, I'm gonna put my pin. Again, put my pin. Everything feels nice. It locks the seam. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Perfect. Oh, I just finished it up. Look at this from the top straight down, and you can do chain sewing. You can be sewing one after the other. Oh, that's gonna be just beautiful. As soon as you finish, you'll get excited about it because you wanted to press this beautiful unit. But before you do it, I want to show you something. Look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull this seam allowance. Look what happened. It opened. I'm gonna do the same thing right here, and I'm gonna do the same thing here and here. And notice it, not only I have locked the seam, but now these seams are so nice and flat, and I am ready to iron it right there. Iron towards this, to this, to this. If you decide not to open those seams, make sure your seam allowance is pressed towards the darker fabric. I like to open those little corners right there. Oh, that feels so much better. As soon as I do that, I can go ahead and press it beautifully. And look at this. I just pressed this beautiful square. It is a lovely 9 patch, and it is ready to go ahead and make its way to my quilt. As soon as I finish all my 9 patches, I go ahead, square them up to the perfect size if I need to, and then I can go ahead and put it into the quilt just like that to create a beautiful chain of 9 patches up and down. Look at this. And what I did is, when I start putting my blocks together, I made a one big block. Look at right here. Can you see this? Let me go lower down so you see it right there. Look at this is one block where you have 2 9 patches and 2 plain squares, and this is the other block where you have 2 light squares and 2 red squares. So you start sewing a bigger patches right there and sewing things together to a beautiful quilt, starting by sewing your rows. Sew rows together. Every time you finish a seam, you can open those little corners between those seams so everything is nice and flat. Press your quilt beautifully, and you are ready for a beautiful quilting edge to edge. Thank you so much for stopping by and making this lovely cranberry chain quilt with me. If you need a cute little quilt for a baby girl, our Anna collection is just perfect for you. And notice in this collection there's a lot of beautiful lights and reds, and with those polka dots would be so happy. If you need one for a little boy, we have Delphina where you have the blue and white, and this quilt would be just delightful. And I want to just take a second to show you some other color combination. Over the holidays, I was telling you about it. You can add a tiny bit of green, and you truly have a cranberry chain with the sparkle of green here or there. I absolutely love it. And let's don't forget our newest fabric from Super Bloom that you can purchase on our website at laundrybasketquilt.com. Thank you so much for stopping today and making a beautiful cranberry chain quilt with me. I am so glad you took the time, and I am looking forward to quilt some more with you. Happy quilting! Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, visit our website, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and please make sure post beautiful pictures of your project. And anytime you need us, contact us at laundrybasketquilts.com. Happy quilting!